Hello and welcome back to episode 24 of my Retro City Rampage Clone in Unity tutorial. Today we're just doing a quick one on collision physics, like better collisions, because I am halfway through currently doing the wanted level, and then we'll do the missions, even though I said we'll do it this time, but whatever. So yeah, today we are doing better collisions, so if I get a car, because like, in Retro City Rampage, if you hit something it'll bounce. Bounce! And same happens with cars, but less so. Helmet bounce. Yep, and if you hit a car, it bounces as well. And it's a bit like finicky. Well, not finicky, but fucking weird. But just bounce on it. It's dependent on the speed a bit. So if I hit you, and it still does damage your car hitting stuff, funnily enough. So yeah. So that is what we did. We are bouncing around, jump up, and get down. And it's like based on the direction you go in. So, yeah, it is a bit weird on the physics side of things, but whatever. So next I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so a quick bit of theory for you. So say the player's driving a car and there is another car here, and the player rams into the car. So we go like this. Basically, we want to add force to this car here to make them continue going here. Like as an impulse. So it's like, yeah, and that's pretty much it. We just use Unity's built-in 2D rigid bodies, so make sure the car's got that and the players. Yeah, not players, the NPC. So yeah, so we're gonna want to work out what the direction a player's going is, and apply a force multiplied by like how fast the player's moving. We're going to add that force to the car, and then we're going to, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so it's pretty simple, the code today. We're using, adding to the player car script and on collision to enter 2D, so this is basically detect the first frame of whenever we've collided with something. So, triangle. All right, and basically what we're doing is we're checking for if the game object has an enter car script. If the player is in this car, so what we do is we get the enter car script from this game object that the player car script is attached to, and basically if the player is in this car, then we check if the game object that we've hit is a car, so by the tag car, then we get its rigid body and add force. Basically, we get the direction, and basically we multiply it by the gear +1. So basically, the higher the gear, the faster the player's moving, so the more force we add. And then we just multiply that by, I think it's 25 times 2. I was just playing around, and 25 times 2 worked all right. And then we add force mode 2D, and then we add another argument called force mode 2D.impulse. This is basically just saying, all right, we want to add all the force on that we said previously in this bit, like straight away, like not over time. And then this is just a debug.log for complete collisions that we don't need anymore. Yeah. Alternatively, if the object is an NPC, so it's just a person on foot, we do the same. We get the direction, but we have a lower multiplier, and even that's a bit high because you can see him like bouncing around the place. And the same, we have a force mode 2D.impulse, just so like they don't fuck off into light space or light speed or something. But if you're doing this yourself, you can just have a play around and see what works and what doesn't. And yeah, and now we get on to get direction to add force. This is basically, it just converts the direction to move, which is a vector 3 we're using for actual movement. This just converts it into a vector 2 by taking its x and y and then returning that when it's normalized. So normalized will provide the same direction as x and y, but on a scale of 0 to 1. So that's easy enough. And that is what's multiplied to add the force to the object we hit. And was there anything else? Because there is some stuff for cop spawning, but I'm not going to talk about that yet. Nothing for this episode. So yeah, let's move on to the assembly. Alright, what you're going to want to do for all your NPCs and stuff, and cars, but basically anything you want to get affected by the collisions, is you're going to want to make sure they have a rigid body 2D. Turn off the gravity scale because that works on the Z-axis and that's not something you want. Continuous collision detection, I think that's needed. But yeah. And you want to give them a little bit of mass and stuff just so it doesn't all fly around like they've got no weight or something. So in this case, I've given the cars a mass of 5 and some drag of 2 each. And if I go to civilians, they've got just a mass of 1 and a drag of 1. And I think they can have a continuous as well. Continuous, yep. You don't want them to be kinematic, so that allows physics to be applied. And again, what happens if I have an auto mass? What does auto mass do? Whatever. So yeah, that is pretty much it. You also want to make sure they have a collider on them, obviously, without it being a trigger or an effector. So yeah, let's go on to the final showcase. Is there anything else? Also make sure the player has a box collider and stuff. Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'll give you a quick showcase again of like the physics, the better physics. Just like boop, there, boop, 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 boop. And you see, even if you do hit the cars, they'll turn and go back to where they were meant to be going. So yeah. And you still do get damaged, of course, and it kind of creates traffic problems, but whatever. And just as a little preview of next time, let's have some cops spawn, which is not fully implemented yet, but see. They come around and shoot at you. And I'm not even sure why the bullets don't hit the player. Oh, wait, it was trigger, wasn't it? Yep, see? Sorry, I fixed that glitch. And now we can get killed by cops. Isn't that lovely? So yeah, cheers for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Go by the hotline, the top-down 2D shooter thing. I probably can't say hotline Miami in it, but whatever. Play loud or quiet. I've been working on a new mission strand and I might have a go at making a trailer for it because I've not put any of that on the actual released version yet. Yeah. Comment if you need any help or email me if you bought assets and need help with that, whatever. Bye.